Hey golfers, I'm Drew Mahowald of Second Swing Golf here in the tour van with Tyler Fitzel, Master Club Fitter at Second Swing. We've got actually some putters that we're going to talk through today.
Yeah.
So this is new, adding into this trend of zero torque or low torque putters, Tyler. TaylorMade, now with a new model. This is the TaylorMade Spider 5K-ZT. And first of all, I got to say, I like the color scheme that they went with here with this kind of like teal turquoise color with the black. But I just first, before we dive into this model specifically, just tell me about this trend, what you've seen in fittings with golfers, what you've seen maybe in your own testing with the various models out there, and now get kind of a first impression of this as well.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of low torque, zero torque type putter styles that are being fit for, and one of the things that we're looking at with that is trying to get ourselves into, let's say, a better miss. Okay, when we hit it perfect, when we've got the ball right off the middle, the launch, the spin are great with the putter, it's on our line, it goes in the hole, we don't have a lot to argue about. But it's really where we maybe miss a slight bit. And that's what all of these are about. They're about stability. They're about trying to control the amount of twisting that happens, whether it's right on the sweet spot or not. And so these putter styles have taken off. They've been around slightly for a long time, but man, are these things good.
Yeah, I think there's an element now of some momentum catching on with these. There's been some use on tour. People have taken notice of that, and now it just seems like it's snowball effect happening in the industry. So what TaylorMade has done specifically here, there's a KBS putter shaft that's unique for this model. It is bored directly toward near the center of gravity at a 1 degree shaft lean, and there's also 25 millimeters of onset. So that's not super different than what you see in the industry.
Right.
But that's kind of how they create this zero torque or low torque design. So now if you hold up the putter like this, obviously the toe up is the idea, and it kind of has that, it keeps the putter face as square as possible through the stroke, a little bit differently than a putter with the shaft into the heel.
Yeah.
So kind of talk to me what exactly is going on with this. What's the science behind that and how it works?
Well, so there's 3 things that happen with every single club, and especially when we start talking about putters. So we can have loft, where we adjust the loft with our hands. We have lie angle, and then we have rotation. And I like to kind of call it the 4th dimension. Rotation's the one that kind of gets left off. We think about, up, we think about down, we think about out. But the rotation piece, every single putter of some sort has to have some sort of opening and closing. We don't actually take it straight back and straight through. It's maybe our goal in the movements that we make. This just helps to create a bit more straight back, straight through. It helps to create less twisting and off-centeredness.
Yeah, and so in addition to all that technology, there's a lot of the traditional TaylorMade Spider features here as well. So you have that high MOI design, right? A lot of weight behind the club face and sort of out to the perimeter. You also have actually a new sole shape. There's a little bit of curvature here you can see, just a tiny bit there right behind leading edge.
Yeah.
The idea is to help with various different putting strokes, not just kind of what we call a straight back, straight through, but something with a little bit more arc to it. You also have some alignment there, this line up here right behind the club face, and then you also have their what they call pure roll face insert, which has been a staple in TaylorMade Spider
for many
families
years.
for
many
a long time. And then one thing you pointed out as well is this grip. So we have a 1 degree off-axis grip, especially in the standard length offering. So talk to me about what that means and what it'll do for golfers.
So we talk about the shaft lean as one of those pieces, but then we also talk about the grip. And you can kind of see there's a little bit more space on this side of the grip than this side of the grip. And likewise, if you're looking down, you can see that there's more grip on that side. And what it does is it helps to try to offset a little bit of the loft. So one of the things we don't want to do is we don't really want to get the club head moving past our hands and get the loft up. That's kind of this launch and spin killer. It's really the hardest part about putting is trying to keep our hands in a certain position. So what this does is start to preset that and get our hands in a position where the amount of loft on the putter creates a really good launch and spin.
Yeah, and then there's 3 configurations we have here. So you've got that sort of standard, right, which is available at 33, 34, or 35 inches with the grip that you mentioned, also available in both right-handed and left-handed. That's the counterbalance option. So you've seen these around in that 36, 37, 38, 39 inch variations. Specifically with TaylorMade in this one, there's 36 and 38 inches available.
Yep.
You've got that kind of thicker super stroke grip there. And then lastly, you have what they call the long version, which is kind of that sweeper style, if you will, which is actually, the stock length is 46 inches. So there's all these variations available. And the last thing I want to do here as we sort of wrap up this quick segment is just who are these putters for? And we can talk about the variations of the setups, or we can just talk about in particular the technology and the design and who's it for. But obviously a lot of golfers are going to be fit into this throughout the year in 2025. So talk to me about what types of golfers we're talking about.
So if you have a miss that tends to go on either side of this, we maybe want, there's a little too much rotation or not enough rotation happening from a putt to putt. That's one of the golfers that we're talking about. So if you kind of have this miss that's either right or left, this can help stabilize that a little. The other part of this too is with the toe up technology where we see that weight, this also has a tendency not to go left. This is a bit more of a fade, call it a fade bias putter. But that's really kind of the intent of this is when we're talking about rotation, how much rotation happens, and then when it creates impact, it wants to stabilize itself. So that's where the weighting is there to begin with. We talk a lot about putters where you have a really strong arc, or we really open and close it. Well, not a lot of people kind of close it to open it. And this is really that other side. This technology has been around for many years with this kind of toe-up technology. So if you have a real tendency to close down hard or pull a putt, this is will do wonders for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's putters out there in terms of toe hang, right, where this one obviously has toe up, but you'll see some putters where they flop all the way to the other side. This is kind of the opposite end of that spectrum.
Absolutely.
In terms of the putting stroke and what it's trying to do to fight maybe your tendencies. So, so this is a TaylorMade Spider 5K-ZT putter. We talked about all the features. We talked about the tech. Now it's about getting fit. So if you, like the look of this thing, if you think it might be something for your game, schedule a fitting with Tyler or any one of our fitters. We'll get you dialed in and hopefully making some more putts out there. So Tyler, thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks.